Hey guys, welcome into our movement call. And tonight, I feel like this is the most movement call of movement calls because we're going to talk about motion. So, I've watched this happen a lot. Okay, well, first let me go up to the top of my notes. And I did write notes. You guys know I'm horrible at reading off notes, but I didn't want to forget anything. So, I watched this happen over and over and over again. Two women joined exact month. They have the same excitement. They have the same launch post. They have the same goals. They have the same sponsor. They both say, I want this. I'm all in. Let's go. Month one, they both show up. They're both on the calls. They're both doing the things. They show up. Month two, one signs somebody up. The other one doesn't. The one who doesn't sign someone up starts thinking, I'm not good at this. Maybe it's just not my season. And she slows down. You stop seeing her show up to the calls. You stop seeing her show up into the groups. And the other one who, they signed someone, they didn't it that first month, but they said, that's okay. I'm going to keep going. Right. Like that's you guys here. You're on this call. Like you're just going to keep going. Let me get, sorry, these notes just keep popping around on me, hopping around, hopping around. Okay, here we go. So the other one that didn't sign anyone, she doubles down. She gets on the calls. She calls her mentor. Fast forward 6 months, you guys. One's promoting, one's completely gone out of the company. Like she's gone. They signed up the same time, but they didn't start the same way. So movement, we know what's in, or motion, sorry. We know what's in motion stays in motion, right? And that's for your business too. Imagine it like, see, I can't do notes. Imagine it like a big rock and you're on a hill and someone tries to push that rock and they can't really push it. It's not moving. And so they kind of just like, I'm not strong enough to do this, and they walk away. And then you have another person who keeps pushing and pushing, and it's tough. It's hard. It's hard to push that rock, but she gets it a little bit and she's almost to that hill where the motion goes. That's the momentum and she keeps pushing it. But think of this. This is what I see too. Sometimes you push a little bit, you get a little bit of that motion, then you stop. You stop, you take a breath. That rock, it's rolling back to the top, like it's rolling back down the hill. You're trying to push it up, it rolled back. It's kind of like you think of your car in the wintertime. You start it up, it's cold out, you start it up, turn it off after 10 minutes. You start it up, you turn it off after 10 minutes. Your car's never going to warm up because you keep stopping and starting. You're not giving the time for that car to warm up, right? That's what I see in people's business. That's motion. That's you got to keep doing the things consistently every single day. And when you stop, that motion goes backwards. So how many of you guys, I'm raising my hand on this one, have posted consistently for a week and then gone 4 days? Like gone, you're just vanished. And then you start back up again and gone, you vanished. Start up again, gone, you're vanished. That's going to keep you stuck. That's what stays in motion stays in motion. What stays still, right? Let me make sure I get all of this. It's it's something moving that keeps moving. Something sitting stays still. If you stand near a fire, you're going to get warm. If you stand far away from the fire, you're going to get cold. So it's not just motion, it's also proximity. And that's what I really want to talk about. And that's where a lot of our leaders, especially the leaders that I work one-on-one with, are stepping up so much is proximity. So let me ask you something. How many of you, oh, I already asked you that. How many of you worked for 3 days, then disappeared for a week? I have. I've worked like that. That's not motion, that's a burst. I used to work on bursts. And I'm telling you, every time I stop, let's say for a week, it would take me 2 weeks to get to back where I was. I stopped for a month, take me 2 months to get back to where I was. That's what happens when you work in bursts. So motion's every day, and it's not like the big things. It's not like signing somebody up or making a sale. It's just those little things you do every single day consistently that add up to that big picture. That's motion. It's not perfect. It's not huge daily wins. It's, I already told you that story. See, I'm horrible at notes, but I never want to forget anything. Um, okay, so we told you the car in the winter. I wrote that down, car in the winter. Okay, so that was motion. I want to talk about proximity though, because that's really what I wanted this conversation to be out about. So proximity, it means what you're close to. If you don't know what that word means, it's what you're close to. So who you're sitting next to in this business. So I want you to type in the chat. Are the people closest to you participating at the level you want? The people that you talk to in this business, the people you chat to that are also in this business, are they performing at the level that you want to perform at? Answer that in the chat. Be truthful. This is a safe place. This is group coaching. This nobody's going to judge. So I want to tell you another story about two girls. One joins a group chat with producers, with people who have ideas, people who are sharing, getting on masterminds. They're posting daily, they're following up daily, they're going live. She watches them, she copies them, and she executes what they're doing, right? The other joins a chat with complainers. They're talking, oh, my algorithm sucks. Oh my gosh, it's so slow right now. Oh my gosh, I'm not getting a sale. Oh my gosh, nobody's signing up with me. It's so hard. This is so hard. 6 months later, one is promoted and the other one's gone. Same company, different proximity, okay? And this is why I've always tried to get into to rooms like GoPro, get into masterminds. That's why I try to have masterminds with our leaders, is because it matters who you're around. I learned that early on in my career. I didn't have access to like successful friends. I lived in the trailer park. Like I didn't have any access to that, so I did it virtually. I got into like Sarah Robbins and Eric Worre, like that is who I surrounded myself with. I looked at the ways that they were posting. I looked at the top leaders that were in the company that I was in. What kind of things did they post? How, like, I just wanted to have, I wanted to do what they do so I could have what they have. That's proximity. So you become who you sit next to. And here's the key: proximity without motion does nothing. So you can sit in on every Zoom, you can be on every single training, you can clap for everybody, you can go to convention, but if you don't move, nothing's going to change. I've seen that happen a lot. People invest a lot of money to get to convention, they go home and they do nothing. And that self-help becomes shelf help. And that notebook just sits on the shelf. That that's not motion, right? Nothing changes if nothing changes. Standing next to a gym isn't going to make you skinny. Standing next to a gym isn't going to build muscle. Got to lift for that, right? So it's the same thing. So what some of you are struggling, and I'm going to say it gently. If you're struggling, it's not because you're bad at this. I'm telling you right now, it's not because you're bad at this. It's because either you're inconsistent or you don't have the right people in your corner. You don't have the right people. So I know I wrote down a note I really wanted to go over. You know what? I'm just going to talk. I have girls who I see. I have a lot of stories. I'm going to tell you two different girls again. Another story. One, she said she wanted 15%. And this is a real story of my real team member, okay? She said she wanted 15%. I said, okay, let's get on a coaching call. She got on the call and nothing ever happened after that. The advice that I gave her, the things she said she was going to do, none of that ever happened. And then she's like, oh, I got busy and nothing happened. And then I have another person she was 15%. She wanted 25. So no, she did. She was messaging me every day. She was calling me. She was saying, I want to do team trainings. Put me in, coach. That's proximity. Guess what? She hit bronze status. She hit bronze status because she's like, let me get in. And I want to just do a huge shout out to Crystal, to Tiffany, to all the girls who are showing up and doing these things, to Jennifer, to all of our whole leadership group, Leanne, Lori, everyone who's in that TS movement, everyone, Jesse, Monique, everyone who's helping with the daily chats, all of our new UK girl, they're not new to me. They've always been on my team, but now that they're in our community, they want to start doing UK calls. That's proximity. Those girls will win. When you say, what else can I do? What can I volunteer with? If you're getting into the rooms, stand next to the fire. You're going to stay warm. So I really wanted to emphasize that because it's motion. It's not just starting and stopping, starting and stopping, but that's only a small part of it. Another part of it, who are you sitting next to? And that's why I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been in network marketing a very long time, and I have seen, and I'm gonna swear, so I'm sorry. Cover the kids' ears if there's kids. It's just a little swear word. I have seen such assholes in leadership. They don't talk to their team. They won't hang out with their team. They're below me. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So you guys have such a great opportunity on this team. I don't care how big we get. I don't care if our leaders hit boss. We are going to be right there with you. Okay. You can call me on the phone. You can call Crystal. I just see your faces on my thing, Crystal. You can call Crystal on the phone anytime. Like we don't get too big for the newest person because we didn't forget where we came from. I was that girl sitting in a trailer park, okay? Not knowing how I was going to eat. I'm never going to think someone's below me. So you have the opportunity to get involved with people who've had success. They do, copy what they do, learn from them. If you see me post something, post the same thing. Just make it, make it about you. Just post the same thing. Talk how the leaders talk. And I don't want to make you sound like that sounds a little culty. I'm just gonna put it out there. That sounds a little culty. I don't want mean like change your personality, but you can notice how language, like the way that they talk, the way they present themselves. I hope you get what I'm saying. I'm not saying you just go and be little clones of everybody out there. We need you as you, but you can kind of see the way they're talking. I had a girl on my team once, it would give me a headache every time I would read her posts. And I told her, I said, go look at some of the other top sellers or look at the top sellers in the company and just see how they post. Because she would do like every other letter was caps lower, caps lower, caps lower. It was so hard. It was like SpongeBob. Like that SpongeBob meme, you know what I'm talking about? It was so hard to read. So that's what I mean. Like, I'm not saying be like somebody, but go and see how they're working their business. How are they presenting themselves to their clientele? Because if they're a top seller and if they're doing things, it's working. And if you're not doing something that's working, then guess what? We just got to flip it around. We got to switch it. There is no failing. You're not a failure. You're not doing bad. But in this business, it gets to our head. It really does. And you start comparing yourself, you start seeing yourself, maybe you even went backwards. I did. I was VP at one point, you guys. One month I hit VP. Last month, and I'm going to be very transparent with you guys. Last month I was paid as platinum. Okay. I was like $200 away from my diamond status, but I didn't hit it. $200 away is still away. Still didn't do it. So I want you to know that's a normal thing in business. I don't want you to get down on yourself. Let's say you hit, director one time and now you're 15% and you're like, man, I'm not good at this. I need you to get that out of your head because that is the devil talking. That is what's going to kill your dreams. Because guess what? Everybody, no matter how successful you are in this business, it's the same for everybody, okay? And it's not just network marketing, it's business in general. I have friends that are realtors. They haven't sold a house yet this year. We're month 2 of the year. They haven't sold one yet. I have people who are insurance agents. They're not doing very good this year because it's business. But guess what? A few months, they're going to sell some houses. A few months, they're going to have more clients in their insurance agency. A few months, you're going to be back to director and beyond. And now you have a story. You have a story now. When I fail, what people would call failure, there is no failing. I've said it before, but I stumble too. I fall down too. It creates a story. I actually love when I stumble because it creates that story that I can now go and inspire somebody else. Say, you know what? I've been there too. You didn't hit your rank. Guess what? I didn't. There's been times I didn't either, but look where I am now. I'm on that wall at corporate, but there were many months where I didn't hit my rank, but I just kept going. I was in motion. I didn't stop the motion. Every little day things in motion. And then the proximity, you guys, I want you to be involved. I want you to say, hey, I have a testimony. Get me in that TS group. I can go on Tuesday. Let me give my testimony. Like, get involved. If you want to do good, you got to be loud and being loud around your peers too. Get out of chats that are just negative Nellies. Get out of those chats because guess what? You are going to be the other negative Nelly and your business is not going to work. It won't. Get into chats where people are, and also get out of chats with gossip. I'm going to put that out there too. With gossip, if you're not like if it's talking about somebody, I don't want to be a part of it. I want to talk about subjects, solutions, business ideas, investment ideas. Like those are the conversations in the friend groups that I want to be in. And guess what? You can be in those too. Just get out of the negative. It's not going to help. You can't save them. Okay? I've had people like, "Well, I'm just going to change their mind." No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not. You're not going to change somebody. And I've tried it so many times in my business because I've seen so much potential. Just drop that. All you can do is provide the resources and you keep building yourself. You keep getting in more can't even talk tonight, better rooms. You get into better motion. It's going to happen, right? You just you can't let the now affect it. Can't let the now. So we're going to stay in motion. We're going to stay close to the fire and then volunteer. It's not like I've also had someone say once, well, you didn't message me and invite me to do it. I'm not looking to invite people. I'm just gonna be honest as a leader and as a business mentor, I'm not looking to invite people. Those are the people that need to be invited are the people that I don't want doing it. And I hope that sounds right. The people I want doing it are the people who they make the invitation. They're messaging me saying, I can do it this day. Put me in. I'm ready. Like they're the ones because that's the hustle. We can't do it for our team member. I think we all realize that, if you have a team, I'm sure you realized that you can't do it for them. So we want to work with the people who want to get in. They want to be next to the fire. So if you're shy, who cares? We're all a family here. Like there is no you're in a really good team with no ego. That's all I got to say. No leader here has an ego. So message them, be like, I want to be more involved. I want to be involved. On calls like this, on the 15% call, if you're 15%, let's interview you. Tiffany can interview you. If you have a really good makeup look and you want to share it, it doesn't have to be, yes, we have our main people who are scheduled, so we always have something in that TS group. But honestly, you guys, this is for everybody. If you have if you have a really good makeup look you want to share, message one of the admins and say, "Hey, I would love to share this winged eyeliner that I do for hooded eyes. I think it could be helpful." Or I want to share, my fitness journey with the L-carnitine. Like, take the initiative. Make yourself in the group, okay? And we don't exclude anybody, but I also don't invite everybody because I don't want to invite people who aren't going to take the initiative and actually want to be there because it hurts my heart as a leader because I see the potential. I'm like, okay, you said you were going to be here. Where are you? Oh, you said you were going to do, you said you were going to do your follow-ups. You ghosted me. I'm not looking for that. I ain't got time for that. I'm working with people who want to work. So get yourself involved. And I want to do big shout out if you're on this call. Everyone on this call, you guys, this is it. This is being involved. So I want you to get in motion. I want you to proximity. God, that word's hard to say. And I don't want you to give up. And I don't want you to look at your past if you went down or whatever it might be, because we all do, myself included. Myself included. Ashley Veal that was on our call. I feel so bad when I introduced her. I introduced her as Emerald. She's not Emerald, she's Diamond. She hasn't hit Diamond in a long time though, but she's still Diamond. So I feel bad I introduced her wrong, but it's also another story. She's very successful. You wouldn't think, okay, it's just in our head when we go down, we start second guessing ourselves. Would you second guess Ashley? She was incredible, right? She was incredible. She's definitely going to make it to VP and beyond. But she didn't hit her current rank and she hasn't been in a while. Does that make her less of a leader? No. That's just business. It's just business. So I know this talk wasn't very long, only 19 minutes, but do you guys have any questions? I really just wanted to talk about motion and this collab we have. We want you a part of it. It is the secret. Crystal, you can go, my love. Oh wait, let me unmute make it so you can unmute. I got you. Okay, there we go.
Okay, finally. Sorry, I am literally blind. My contacts are all messed up and I can't see. I shouldn't even drive, but I did. Anywho's, I think a lot of times too, if you ever feel, because I'm that person who drastically dropped last month. Drastically, just not with just sales, but just as a whole. And I literally got my feels. But talking to somebody who has or talking to just a few people just um on what you're feeling, and getting ideas off of other people, also trying to figure out, what can you do to get out of that mindset, because that's what I was for 2 days, yesterday and the day before. I woke up this morning and and excuse me, I said, F this crap. And I'm not, I'm moving on, moving on. I mean, my new goal is not 25%, guys. My new goal is 22% this month with the new team. Because if I am realistic and if I set my goal higher, like what I have been, I'm gonna let myself down again, and I don't ever want to get into that hole. Everybody gets in that hole. And I'm not ready to tell that story yet until I am over that. You know what I mean? Like, telling that story with, what Amber was talking about. But you have to get with somebody and you have to talk to them and you've got to figure out like what do I do? Because I'm going to be 100% honest. I was going to quit yesterday. Throw in the towel and be done. That's how hurt I was for myself, what I did. My sales were the suckiest I've ever done. My paycheck is lower than what I earned when I started on March 26th of 2024 and had 3 days. For a full month, my check sucked. It was the lowest I've ever done. But it's never going to get back there again because I'm determined. I'm getting on my chicken list. I am going to be talking to the people. I have made that determination where talking to somebody helped. Because if I didn't talk to the few people that I did the last few days, guarantee it, I would not be on this call tonight. So you've got, if you ever fall back, like what Amber says, because a lot of people fall back, and I realize that because everybody I've talked to said that they've fallen back, and it doesn't matter if it was with pharmacy, could have been with the old company, could have been with a different multi-level marketing company, but everybody falls back somehow. Somebody has a um if it was a less of a paycheck or a rank or losing several team members in just a few months or just a few days or talking to people and not people caring. So it's just, I'm doing different things right now. I have not looked at my back office for 2 days. I'm not going to for at least 2 weeks because I don't want to get back in that mindset. So I think it's just very important if you ever feel like you're wanting to give up, you need to talk to somebody who you're close to and somebody that you not compare with, but somebody that you are like your accountability partner, or it can be somebody who is somebody that you look up to because I'm looking up at these top leaders, Amber, Renee, Tiffany, you know, these top leaders, talking to Ruth, it was just like these top leaders, those are the people that I want to be, that I am going to, because guarantee it, girls, I've been stalking your damn Facebooks and saying I got to change something. So I'm going to be copying it, not copy and pasting. I will change it into my language, but I am going to be changing some of my wording instead of her having a damn paragraph of something. So I appreciate every single one of you. And, you know, I would never ever treat like anybody who is in a different rank or anything, because a lot of you are my good friends. A lot of like some of you I've never met, but a lot of you are my good friends. I've met, we talked to, especially on Thursday night girls. I mean, that's our book thing. I mean, those are my girls, so those are the people that you can help. They help you. Tina, she sends me reels to do because she's like, oh, that's Crystal. You gotta do that. And it gives me ideas. So she helps me. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I've got.
Well, we are so happy that you're here. You are a huge asset to this team, and don't let going down temporarily. A temporarily defeat. It's a temporary defeat. Don't let that sabotage your future wins. But you know that. You know that. All right. Tiffany, I'm gonna ask you to unmute.
Hello? I'm on
Hello.
my phone. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm usually on my computer. Okay, I figured this was a perfect timing. This was something that I was actually going to talk about in Team Sparkle one day. Um, Talking to other leaders and things, bringing up the idea of falling backwards and maybe not, like re-ranking on what you've hit in the past and things like that. This training just came back to me This was from years ago. Amber actually blessed the leaders in the old company, and we did a training with somebody named Tiffany Malott, who absolutely changed my business. And this is one of the things that she really focused on when it came to rebuilding your business. So if you guys feel like maybe you've taken time off, or maybe the team that you had 6 months ago is not working anymore, and you've had people fall off and things like that, this is where I want you to refocus. Okay. I want you to focus on me and new. Okay. This is literally the game changer. And this is what changed my business back in the day, is that I spent so much time trying to figure out how I was going to revive my team and how I was going to, get these people to start working again and wanting to show up. So I started focusing on bringing in new people, but starting to set like rank goals based off of that. So I would say, like, okay, going into this month, I want to bring in a couple new people with my sales, and just the um volume from the new people, I want to hit 15%. So like I'll kind of like set that goal, and that's what I'm shooting for. Of course, if there's other team and other sales coming in, that's going to bring that number up, but I'm focusing on ranks just based on my sales and the new people that I'm bringing in. And then you can kind of look at it over like time of, in 6 months, I could have a director team literally just based on my new people that I've brought in the last 6 months. Now we know, like, sometimes, bringing in new blood into our team can revive the old team that we had, but sometimes we just get too caught up into that. So instead of just like focusing on, okay, I need to sponsor, but I'm still not hitting my rank, just bringing in those new people and just like kind of setting a goal based on that. So me and new, that's what it's called.
Me and new. I love that. And you look gorgeous today.
Thank you.
All right, Lori, you're next, girl.
Tiffany's hair is absolutely fab, first of all. Um, can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, you're good. We can hear you.
Okay, so I wanted to say real quick, I wanted to give a big shout out to Miss Beverly because she went live over in Jen's team page today. So I'm super proud of her for coming out of her comfort zone. Beverly and I have been together for almost 9 years now, and she is a big asset to the team. And I just want her to know how amazing she is and how great she did on that live today. And we are so thankful for her. Because, guys, listen, we are a different type of community here. And I just want everybody to know. And I really want you to not only think like with your head, but think with your heart at the same time, because what we have to offer is absolutely life changing. And I've seen that because I've had people stick with me for 9 years through it all, the ups and downs. And like Crystal was saying, there are times where sometimes we want to walk the hell away. Like, this is crazy, but where else? Like I tell Jen all the time, where else? You don't want to go to that 9 to 5. I promise you. And I'm not judging anybody with 9 to 5s. I'm just saying, I've been in retail for 20 years. Awful. Awful, because you are a slave to the system. This is your system that you get to create. So you get what you put in is what you're gonna get out of it, right? And so sometimes you do have to go outside the box. And sometimes, listen, it's not that easy over here in the States. Let's be real. But there is opportunity. There's opportunity to grow emotionally, mentally, financially, spiritually. And I probably wouldn't have been able to grow to this extent if I didn't have this opportunity. I really wouldn't after all these years. So I have been planting seeds for 9 years and have failed. I don't like to say failed forward for 9 years because it wasn't my time, because I had to learn over these years within network marketing. It's like we'll look sometimes at the top and feel like that can never be us, when the reality is we got to do the work here and here in order to get there. And so now we're just finally on our way. Like, I can finally start to feel it's not perfect, but you know what? In the end, God's will. Hang on a little tighter, believe in yourself a little more, because I promise you, there is nobody out there like you at the end of the day. And every single person on this team, I see so many people with so many different attributes that they bring to this team, right? Different walks of life, different ethnicities, all over. We all have something to bring. Can you imagine if we sit here and we think what we're doing is out of love and not out of desperation or out of greed? Can you imagine the lives that we can change? Can you imagine how we are leading with a servant's heart and not just taking, 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 taking? Because listen, there are people and the devil is out. The devil is out and they will try and take from you. You have to be so strong in who you are and why you believe in this. And Beverly was saying today on her live, you know what? I'm doing it for me. That's right, Bev. For the first time, she wasn't really sure what her why was. But you know what? She's doing it for her and she supports the team and we call her positivity with Beverly because I promise you she's one of the most positive people you'll meet. Um, but we love that. And so that's what we can exude here as well. But you still got to do the work. You still got to show up every single day. I mean, my God, if I didn't have my little pacing partner, Jennifer, okay, to get in my head at times as well, because she knows how I operate. Know your people. At the end of the day, know your people, and you'll be able to work with them better. I can promise you that. I love y'all. That's all I want to say.
Good job, Beverly. I seen the reel. I seen the reel on Instagram. I'm like, yes, it was so good. Because why not you? Why not? Hey, Stacy. I'm gonna ask you to unmute.
Hello. So I picking up on kind of everybody. So I was like Crystal this past month, although wasn't as far as wanting to quit, but it was my last 2 months have been absolutely crazy. And it's going back and forth between stress and some depression and just millions of things to do and deal with. And last month was just the lowest, same, it was like the lowest I've been since I started. And it was like, oh my God. And, I mean, Amber, I've lost my upline team is basically gone. The people who either I had recruited or were put under me, I noticed today, like one of the people who was put under me is gone. And ironically, I went to something tonight that I didn't think it was going to be what I was going to. So originally I had spoken to someone online and they were like, "Oh yeah, we're looking for someone to work in our office part-time." And I'm like, "This is great. I need a little bit of that." And it turned out to be a recruiting for Primerica. Hardcore recruiting. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm being polite. I am not walking out in the middle of this, especially since I'm sitting up front. But I told the person at the end, I'm like, look, I'm like, I do network marketing. I'm like, I have a business that I love. And he was trying to talk me out of it. He's like, well, don't you have to buy product? I'm like, well, no, like I don't have to keep anything in stock. And I'm like, you know what? I have a community that I love. I have a community with lots of support. And this was just like watching this. I'm like, all you all want to do is like add members to your team and just build your way up and have like no contact with them. And it was just watching that, just sitting there tonight. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm going home and doing more. And in fact, I got home like 2 minutes before this call started. So I like grabbed dinner and did that. But yeah, it's the same, and Tiffany, I love the new and you. That is absolutely, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody in Orlando.
Woo! Well, you almost got, what's the word? What's the word? Bamboozled. You almost got bamboozled for a job. Glad you're not going to Prime America. This is much more fun. Makeup, much more fun than insurance. But yeah, you guys, business is normal. The business is normal. You go down, you go up. You go down, you go up. Imagine if, the people at the very top, one of my first months, actually, I was 8 years in the business when I started Unique. I was 8 years in the business. My first check with Unique was $58, you guys, after 8 years. Don't give up. $8 million later, don't give up. Don't give up. So I'm so glad you're here and I love you, a part of our community. And guess what? Your upline is never changing ever again. All right, Clara, you are next, my love.
Okay. I just wanted to say you guys are all incredible. I mean, hearing all of your stories, it just really touched me because I think we all feel the same way at one time or another, but we're here together. I mean, I think I came originally 2 years ago for the products, doing to my because of my health journey, and I stayed for the community. So I'm still here, you know. And something this month just shifted in me. I'm like, I'm going to keep going. I went live twice today. I thought, I don't care if they're sick seeing me. We have a good promo. And just like Tiffany said, the what, the you, the me, the you, um, I'm going after, there's women out there that probably haven't seen the opportunity, maybe that haven't seen me. And I figure I'm going to keep doing it. I keep walking. I've even had people um, say some negative things to me on one of my walking videos. And I thought, I don't care. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep showing up. Today I went live, day 29. I'm not giving up. And the products are helping me so much. And I just feel so positive. Yes, I lost a couple of team members this month. They fell off, but you know what? I'm still here. Still going to keep going. The products are working. I went live doing my pre workout drink, my post workout drink. It's really serving me well. So I just wanted to say thank you guys. Hearing all of you, I think we're all going through the same thing and just keep going, keep showing up. I don't care what people think. I don't care what they say. I'm still in here for the long haul, and having our team and under Jennifer is just amazing. Just amazing. She's really honest. She won't listen to anything like that. She doesn't want the negative, and she's always there for the team, and that's what keeps me going as well. When you have a great upline leader and great team working side by side with you. So thank you, ladies. I really appreciate that.
I love your attitude and I love all of that NutriPlus behind you.
Oh, you see it. Yes. Yeah.
Good job, girl. All right, Cindy, I'm gonna ask you to unmute.
Okay, first of all, I want to thank everyone from the bottom of my heart for praying for my sister. That meant so, so much to me. I've had a pretty rough day today. I've been pretty much MIA all day long. But guess what? Y'all have all lifted me up. Y'all have brought me up. And I'm fixing to go in there and go live and take my makeup off and do my skincare. So I haven't been on today and I feel bad about it because I made a commitment to myself that I was going to show up 2 to 3 times a day on IG and FB. And it didn't happen today, but y'all are the reason why I can go in there now and go do it and go live. And I just want to thank all of y'all because without the team that I have, I know I probably would not be where I'm at right now. It's because of encouragement, because I get in my head all the time because of my age. I hear you guys say, oh, 10 years it took me to do this and 10 years to do that. Well, in 10 years, I'm going to be 81. Even though in mind and body, I don't feel 81 or 71. I still feel like I'm in my 50s. So, you know what? I'm here to kick ass and I'm here to stay. Love you guys.
Amen. Good job. Um, I've been praying for you all day though, Cindy. I've been thinking about you all day.
Thank you so, so
Yeah.
much.
Just
It has
update
meant
us.
well, they did do a cath on her. She did have some small blockage, but it was such a small percentage that they said it didn't even need a stent, that everything was good with her heart, but they are going to take her gallbladder out. Hopefully, there'll be a cancellation in the OR and they can do it tomorrow. If not, it'll happen Friday. But, I had mine out. That's a piece of cake surgery. I just hope they've got the meds correct so she doesn't have another cardiac episode because it's her heart that's racing, is basically what it's doing. So let's pray that the meds will work tonight and she'll be cleared for surgery and we can get that behind us. I love you
Amen.
guys. I
Love
truly,
you.
truly do.
I'm gonna go to Bridget because I seen you had your hand up earlier, and then I think you had to leave for a second. So let me unmute you really quick.
Hey, honey, thank you. So I just wanted to say I love these calls, and I just want to I wish I could give Crystal a hug because I was sitting here, I'm like, I just want to tear up for Crystal. I just want to tear up because she says a lot, just being vulnerable, and a lot of us do on here that are going through things that just we get in our own mind, no matter how long we've been doing this business, we're and so I also love Tiffany's. I wrote down hers as well. But I would have to say, like, just I had someone look at some of my stories today, and she said, messaged me, and she says, Bridget, how is it that you how is it that you fight sadness and depression with what I have in my life? And I literally said, I'm going to be honest with you. If I was not with pharmacy, if I was not connected to a positive environment, if I was not doing what I do every single day, I would probably be having a hard time with that. And it's also because I'm also a Libra. So I think it's my personality. I'm a go-getter as it is. But I really feel that being cultivated, being in an environment with the energy and no drama, and how we can get on these calls and how we can be vulnerable in the moment. Like, even Amber, when you're vulnerable, I have to remember, like, oh yeah, I've only been doing this for 6.5 years. Amber's been doing this since she was 12, and it really, sometimes I have to talk myself out of things, even though I show up as positive as I possibly am. But without this community, without people coming on here and saying, well, you need to do this, you need to do it, you need to do this, we're not being reprimanded in any of these calls. And that is why I show up on every single call, unless something has come up that I have to. But you see me here 100% of the time. And that's why, because this is not a community of being reprimanded. It's a community of, like, girl, I know you can do this shit, but I also know that this stuff comes up because I have dealt with it before. And that's the kind of energy, that's what we need. And so when you go live about your $7 promo, just don't say, it's $7, sign up, you got this. Girl, sign up for $7. Let me help you get into a community, because that is what saved me. Being a mother was being a mother, autism mom, whatever you want to call it. That was not like in spite of doing this, it was because I was a mom. That is why. So believe in yourselves, show up on these calls, get your girls on these calls, get your new girls on these calls, and talk about these calls all the time. Like, literally, do people get tired of seeing you and they're like, is this real? Yeah, hell yes, shit, this stuff is real. Why do you think I do it every day? Why do you think I'm like not crazy? Why do you think I can function? Because I'm on a call with a whole bunch of baddies that are like, you better put that 10-pound vest on. I'm like, hell no, I'm sticking to the 5. You do you, girl. I'll walk beside you, but I'm doing it in the 5-pound. Like, you know what I mean? That's what we need. So talk about these calls, screenshot this shit, do a screen record, put it in your stories. Because like Jan and me and Claire say, if there ain't no proof, it didn't happen. That's all I gotta say. Right? You can't talk about something that you're doing if you're not showing people. If you're not showing people. So I just had to share that. But honestly, I just love this community. And again, I just wanted to give like a big hug to Crystal. Like, Crystal, I don't know if you're a hugger, but I'm hugging you virtually. And I think you're amazing. And thank you just for being vulnerable in that moment. So that's all I have to say.
Perfect. You guys, she had such a great example. Like, share the community. I actually had a team member yesterday who she texted me and she said, Amber, I got on one of my old team members' team calls last night. And she said exactly what you said. She's like, I love how it's different here. They were being very mean girl. You guys, I can't wrap my head around that. Like, in network marketing, you guys are here as a volunteer. Like, what would it make it make sense? But talk about it because other people, even people who might be with companies that we used to be with, they might still be in that environment. They might still be getting talked down to. Like, that's not how it should be. We are team members. It doesn't matter how little or how much you do. Like, everybody matters here. And I think that that's just something you should really talk about. So thank you for mentioning that. That's a huge point. And I think you're on fire. I think you need to get off this and go live like right now. Like, I'm like, whoo, this is good. Good job, girl. All right, Erica, I'm gonna ask you to unmute.
All right. I think Bridget like touched on so many points that I was going to touch on because if I have not been hit with one thing after the next every single week since like the beginning of January, I don't know what I would do without the community here because I've sat up on nights and I'm sure a lot of you have got a message from me or you sent me a message or I just was like, oh my God, I just need someone to talk to. Without you guys, I don't know where my mindset would be. I don't know if I'd be in a good place. So I sit there and I say, could you imagine how many women are sitting in our position right now who don't have a circle? And I was scrolling through TikTok last night and I jumped on somebody's live and she was selling Monet, right? But something told me to sit there. And I sat there and I watched her live. And I watched her live and I kind of engaged with her a little bit. And she messaged me after. She's like, thank you for sticking around. Because I told her I was with another MLM company. We talked about the negatives, the positives, da da da. And she said, I spent the last 3 months being told by my leader I was never good enough. She's like, how do you deal with that? And I was like, hey, I've never had that come across. I know that's got to be an icky feeling. How do you feel you're doing? She's like, I think I'm doing great. Well, then you are doing great. Are you doing the things you got to do? Yeah, yeah. I said, then you have to look beyond that and just know, hey, are you showing up every day? Yes, I'm doing. And mind you, I haven't like got into any communication with her, like, but there's people out there that are feeling that way. And it is our job to show them I never wanted to put like what I'm going through with my mother, but I knew there was other people going through things that can come back and say, wow, she's doing this and she's going through this because we're human. We go through things. I've been struggling for the past I don't know, 3 months with my grandson being diagnosed that he's autistic because he's not talking. He's 6, and helping my daughter, who, if anybody has a younger daughter, they are not prepared for that. So I'm struggling, running to therapies, doing things. But at the end of the day, even sitting in a hospital room today, I'm planning out what am I doing to help my team. If anybody knows Tiffany that used to be on my team, I'm hoping she comes back. But she had her baby and she has to put her baby down tomorrow. That was the hardest thing to hear and I've been sitting here every day talking to her every single day. And she has said nothing but the only people I have is Amber and I have Carly, people who she may have just talked to once or twice, but those are the people she remembers. I have Destiny who's on my team, who her niece was in a sledding accident and severed her liver and has been in ICU since. So these girls are not just girls on my team, these are family to me. And the fact that, I'm sitting there with them really knows that, Erica, this is your home. You are impacting these women, not just by numbers, you're impacting them to be their support. So that at the end of the day, who are they going to look back and say, that's my support system. She was there up or down. Now, Tiffany's been with me 2 years, maybe 2 sales, but the girl has stuck around and consistently posted. So who am I to like walk away from her because she's going through something? No, absolutely. I'm going to hold her hand because this may be something she's going to need. She may need all of us after this. But as Bridget said, this community is like no other. And I'm identifying that more, not that I didn't know that, but I'm identifying it more to show the impact. Guys, you may have what over there, you may have what over there, but you don't understand what we have here. And the only way we're going to show that is showing what we're doing, showing these videos, coming out there. I cannot tell you that video that I did not last Tuesday of how many women reached out to me and said, can I tell you my story? Can I tell you how my spouse makes me feel so? I expect these women, I'm not a therapist by any means, but I touch them in some way. that they need to know that this is a safe place and we want them here just in our circle, not to just be winners. Of course, that's a benefit, but we want them to know that they're worthy here. They are worthy here. That is the key thing. So remember, we may have bad days or good days. And I can sit here and say, I think I said to Amber once, and it was 3 months after I started, I'm done with this, Amber. And she was like, absolutely not. You are absolutely not. And I've never said those words again because no matter what, I sit down at night and I'm like, okay, this is my family. At the end of the day, I don't have friends here. I'll be honest. Like, you all started talking about Orlando, and I was like, yeah. And mind you, I might go down the street to an Airbnb. I don't care. I'm away from my house, but you guys are my only family and friends. I don't have anybody else. So when you find that, you stick to that because no offense, I watched Jen travel countries. I was like, you know what? I don't care what I have to do to start doing that. I started talking to 3 girls in Brazil. I don't know what got in my head one night. I was like, oh, I'm gonna start just doing this and this and this. Because mind you, I teach a class in Brazil for my 9 to 5. I was like, oh, well, let me just start seeing who they're friends with and da da da. And I found some women. But remember, what we have here is golden, and it may not be easy every day. And remember, tomorrow's a new day. So you may have a day, you know what? I need to just go on a walk, or I just need to put on my makeup today because I haven't put it on in 2 days. I put makeup on, I don't even know how many days, but at the end of the day, I'm still showing up on my lives because guess what? There may be women out there that don't want to put on makeup, and we have to make that okay for them. But we're going to sell that nutrition right behind us. So at the end of the day, remember, you guys are the circle, and we just need to get that circle understood to a lot more people. So,
Perfectly said. Stacy says she's coming to hang out with you. She lives right by you.
yeah, Stacy lives in my husband's hometown. So, I just every time I go there, I even pass Carly. Carly's like, "Oh, dude, you were in town. You didn't tell me." I just usually go and come right back.
Like, I don't want to stay there. All right, Kat, I'm gonna have you unmute really quick. Last but not least, hey girl.
Hey, Amber. Okay, so I had a question actually. And no, Crystal, you're never allowed to leave. I look up to you. I need you. We love you. Um, I would love to do a makeup thing in the group, but I thought we had to be like 15% or higher.
Just message me. That group, I want to be lots of faces. So message me. We'll figure it out. Just shoot me a
Okay,
message. Hmm.
I will. Thanks, sweetie.
All right. Have a good night, you guys. Good night, everybody. I'll see you guys tomorrow.